research in recent times, so I'm unable to speak to what is going on now. However, I mean, as far as the research at the time was concerned, that was the position.
By way of a follow-up, so you are saying that 10 years ago, this Parliament of Ghana was hampered by corruption and conflict of interest. And as a result, they were unable to conduct their duties as required by law.
I think the article mentioned corruption, perception of corruption, and so I think when you read that section on this particular issue, it is more than simplifying it to mean that corruption, hampered the Parliament of the time. Like I said, it's research conducted over a period of time, and it was not in respect of any particular Parliament or MP, and so that is.
But it was the body.
That is the institution.
So the institution at the time was hampered by corruption and conflict of interest.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Mr. Chairman. Okay. I have some, but anyways, let me ask this question, my brother. Do you think that the disposal of public assets say is criminal? Now, if your answer is yes, I'll leave it there. If your answer is no, then there will be a follow-up. So, do you think that disposal of state assets say is criminal?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A crime is defined. It must be defined and punishment prescribed. I am not aware, and it's done in a particular way so as to infringe on any of the criminal laws, then it would be a crime. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. You have no right to a further question. So please, you are done. I'll give the floor to Honorable Alasan Umang.
Thank you, Chairman, for this opportunity. Mr. Nominee, congratulations. Indeed, you've been so great to the nation of Ghana. We enjoy your write-ups.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I just have two questions, and it looks like it's a follow-up to my predecessors. Will you support your minister, the Attorney General, to initiate legislation prohibiting political appointees, political exposed persons, and all serving public officials from purchasing state assets?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will, wholeheartedly.
Just fine. The second question is about this double jeopardy. The special prosecutor comes with prosecuting a special, just the former finance minister. And we are yet to see the Attorney General also prosecuted. Now, if the special prosecutor goes to court and prefer charges that he is exonerated but not to the satisfaction of the nation, Ghana, and the Attorney General, what happens to the law of double jeopardy? Must he go free or you go back and prosecute it? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do not think that the law supports prosecuting one person on the same transaction twice. So once the person is prosecuted and acquitted on that particular transaction, that should be the end. And I don't think it would be lawful for anyone to start another prosecution in respect of the same transaction. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Last question. I know you are going to support, you may not have this capacity to say it, but will you support your minister to decentralize or cause a devolution of the courts to all the districts? And I tell you something, we need an appeals court and the northern regions to be in the northern region and not to be anywhere, any other place. Will you support the minister to do that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will support my minister to do that wholeheartedly and dispassionately. Thank you very much.
I wish you well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I then proceed to give the floor to Honorable Haji Aladi Ayamba.
Thank you, Chairman. I haven't eaten properly, so. Okay, my brother, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I have observed one problem about most of the courts, especially, let me just generalize that our northern sector, especially the Upper East. I have observed that our courts, an individual could be sent to court even 10 times, and it is that the judge has not come. The judge has not come. You are going to work with the Attorney General. Most probably, you could be the one who will be carrying this responsibility up and down, because most of us will be able to approach you than to go to the main man. Will you suggest to him to ensure that at least lawyers, and for that matter, judges, are posted to basically, as you say, all the districts, and that we ensure that they have accommodation so that they don't run away, to enable us do justice to the justice system?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My minister has an elaborate plan to reduce the challenge you have just mentioned, and I would definitely be in support of it in full, that such problems don't exist or do not become very frequent. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you too, and I wish you well.
Thank you very much. I will give the floor to Bafoewa, Honorable Bafoewa.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm unable to say bye-bye because I'm not Honorable Ladi. It's something that he holds exclusively. My brother, I'm proud of you. And to also say that you have good reviews from your students. But here, you know that even though we are brothers, you know, I need to do the service as required by the state. My first question is this. You know that the Office of the Attorney General has 3 major divisions. The Civil Division, which deals with the conduct of all civil litigation on behalf of the state. The Prosecutions Divisions, which prosecute all offenses on behalf of the Attorney General. And the Legislative Drafting Division, which drafts most of the nation's legislations. With your background, which of these divisions do you think you will be able to competently assist your boss.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Question, let me do a bit of correction. The prosecution division prosecutes on behalf of the Republic, not on behalf of the Attorney General.
It's quite arguable, because that's a constitutional power vested in the Attorney General exclusively. And so the prosecutions department does so for the Attorney General.
It's for the Republic. Justice emanates from the people of Ghana, and it is exercised on their behalf by the judicial. So, please,
that's why I said it's
125.
I agree with you. So, with your background, which of these divisions do you think you will be able to competently assist your boss?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. In all the 3 divisions, I will be able to competently assist my boss.
Okay. Follow up. When I look at your CV, and this is a follow-up, when I look at your CV, you've been at the bar for 13 years, 6 of which has been schooling. 6 of which has been schooling. You were called to the bar in 2011. Then 2012 to 2013, a year after, you did a master's program at Cardiff. Then, a year after this master's program, you did another master's. So that's 2 years. Then for 4 years, you did a PhD program. So 6 out of the 13 years, you have been studying. When I look at your CV, I don't see your criminal experience. So if you say criminal practice experience, so if you say in all areas, I don't see your criminal practice experience. So can you please give us information, the committee information on your criminal practice experience? And then can you also give us information in terms of how many civil matters you have commenced and concluded by way of follow-up, because you said you'll be able to assist you in all 3 areas. That's why I'm asking you this question.
Honorable member, you are a lawyer yourself. Is that not so? And you know, by our training, the training that you go through to become a lawyer, the training you in both sides.
Very respectfully, Mr. Chair, he's capable of answering it, but in any event, you also agree with me that what we learn in the classroom is not the same as what we go through in practice. In practice, after law school, some choose to become litigators, some choose to become transaction lawyers, some choose to go into the classroom. And so they are distinct experiences. And that is why I'm asking these questions, especially with this answer. So they are different.
I want to understand your question. By your question, if after school you become a member of parliament, and at the point you are being appointed as a deputy minister for Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, the fact that you are not involved in private practice, you cannot hold that particular
I asked you a question, Mr. Chair, and as a follow-up.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know the import of your follow-up question.
The import of my follow-up question is to know his experience, which is not highlighted in his CV. It's very important. It's not highlighted in his CV.
He can answer the question.
It's about experience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm particularly happy that my friend, whom I've been meeting the courts since 2012, is well, but I think he's helping me to tell the public what I have been doing, and that I have not been just schooling. So some of the cases I've done, are actually, reported, and you would see from those cases that I was doing them while still in school. So, for example, the revocation of banking license line of cases, I was in the middle of my PhD program when I was doing all those cases. When COVID-19 came, and there was a conflict between when they placed the restrictions, I argued 3 different cases in respect of the COVID-19 alone. And I think no one has, I don't think any other lawyer has done that. So the point I'm trying to make is that my presence in school never stopped me from practicing law, even in the courts. And when it comes to drafting, I took legislative drafting, and I have actually helped in a couple of drafting in my former law firm, Atiguba and Associates. So that too, I am very competent in that. And when it comes to criminal practice, I think there have been a number of criminal cases that I've done. Of course, if you are a private practitioner, you cannot be the one prosecuting. So when it comes to criminal defense, I have sufficient experience in that. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I would like to reiterate that I will assist my boss in all the 3 departments competently. Thank you.
Any further question?
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Honorable nominee. A fortnight ago, you were on Joy FM's news file, and I stand to be corrected as to the date, but there was a discussion relative to the nolle prosequa that was filed by your prospective boss. And one of the issues that came up on the program had to do with the existence or otherwise of a memo. Your comment was to the effect that you have seen an evidence of the existence of the memo. Do you still stand by that comment?
Mr. Chairman, I stand by the comment.
As a follow-up, can you produce a copy of that evidence to this committee?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm unable to produce that copy from where I am. My current status will not allow me because I do not have custody of the evidence, and I'm unable to produce it. However, if you approve me and I assume the official capacity, why not?
Okay. So, by your answer, you saw it to the extent that you can only see.
Be asking your 3rd question. You are not entitled to 2 follow-up questions.
Mr. Chair, very respectful.
Yes.
Considering how important this matter is, I pray that you grant me leave.
Leave is hereby not granted.
Okay. Don't worry. So, from your answer, it is obvious that the evidence you are talking about is in the custody of the Attorney General, and that is where you saw it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is in official custody.
Now, as a follow-up, you have not sworn an oath of secrecy.
That is your last question.
Sure. Your appointment is yet to be approved. You have not sworn an oath of secrecy. You've not sworn an oath of allegiance to the Republic of Ghana, or oath of duty, office. So in what capacity did you see that document?
As I've indicated, I said I saw it from official source, and I saw it in my capacity as a private citizen.
Mr. Chair, the ball is now in your court. Confidential public documents being seen in the office of the Attorney General by persons in private capacity. No further question.
Very well. I'll proceed to give the floor.
The distinguished minority leader is here to finish it.
Honorable Patrick Yagwama, you have the floor. You are not ready. Honorable Judicial.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Justice Sirensai, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So it looks like we have our professor here, and I'm a senior, is a senior, and you are going to the Attorney General's department. I actually wish you very well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, my question flows from what Honorable Bafo just asked. The said memo you cited, was it signed, dated, and where was it emanating from? Who actually initiated the memo, if at all?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. What I saw is an electronic trail of the memo. Thank you very much.
I asked if it was signed, dated, and signed. Signed, dated, and referenced, sorry.
So an electronic memo may not have the signature, but like I said, I saw an electronic memo of trail of the memo. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, there is a follow-up to this.
Ask a substantive question.
If you've dealt with criminal matters, do you think that one of the advices you propose or suggest to the Attorney General is for a lawyer to file a notice of appearance in a criminal matter before representing a client or a suspect?
I think the courts have not insisted on the filing of notice of appearance when it comes to criminal matters. So I will not insist on it myself. Thank you very much.
So if you should hear that a certain court directed that a lawyer should file a notice of appearance before representing a client, what would be your personal take on that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would want to understand the circumstances under which the courts made that conclusion. So if I have the benefit of all the circumstances, then I can prefer my opinion on the matter.
Any further question?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Your last question.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I perused your CV critically. You've done well with issues of human rights. And I've also been thinking that I have a few clients that I would have proposed that they should come and see you, but for now, that they have issues of revocation of their appointments. And they've gone through the processes of getting properly appointed, including having, first of all, meeting financial and technical clearance. They are people who are properly qualified to occupy the respective positions they are currently occupying. And
well, Honorable Judicial, I believe some of these matters are before a court of competent jurisdiction. So let's allow the court to deal with that. Ask another question.
Honorable Chair, just my observation that this my friend is a very capable person. The matter that is before the court is a matter of interpretation of the Constitution. It has nothing to do with even the class suits that people have. But, Chairman, I'm still guided.
So, ask another question.
Chairman, I have no further questions.
Thank you very much. Honorable Patrick Yawuboma.
Chairman, we had some very important discussions around the table when you are away, and we want the vetting to flow. Anyway, Mr. Stremsai, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sure you have your constitution with you. And I'll refer you to Chapter 8 and the provisions under Article 71. Chapter 8 is on the executive. And also refer you to, I'm sure you are conversant with the NDC's manifesto, on paragraph 6.1, sub 3, on the scrapping of the payment of ex-gratia. I want to ask you a question. I want you to give us your take on something. Are you with me? Okay. The entire Chapter 8, the provisions under Chapter 8 are entrenched provisions. If you read Article 2901F, deals with the entrenched provisions, especially under Chapter 8. The President is proposing to scrap the benefits of beneficiaries listed under Article 71, which return the ex-gratia. What's your take on it, especially when those provisions are entrenched provisions?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. There are a couple of ways by which the ex-gratia could be dealt with. As you indicated, one could be the amendment of the Constitution, which will require a referendum. So that's just one. When you read Article 71 critically, you would see that the Constitution itself doesn't prescribe any particular formula for determining the emoluments and entitlement of the class of persons there. It only says that the committee will determine that. Now, it appears over the years, the committee itself has been using some formulas. And I think last year, for instance, they actually wanted to extend the persons who benefit, and the Supreme Court stopped that from happening. Now, from where I sit, what I see is that it is the committee's recommendation which is usually the problem. So that could be resolved by, one, you could pass a legislation, an act of parliament, to prescribe the formula. So, for example, you could pass a law to say that that committee could only recommend any increment based on the success of the economy, maybe GDP. That is just one. So there are so many ways of doing it without amendments. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So it will be very difficult for that process to take place within the shortest possible time.
Like I said, there are so many ways, a few ways of doing it. If you want to go by amending the Constitution, it will take a longer time. But you could also solve that problem through a regular legislation. You could also determine what the committee recommends. So if you have a committee, for example, which is saying that you are not going to have any increments in anything that has been awarded, or you even not recommend any payments to that, I mean, that Parliament may approve it, the President may approve that of the Parliament, and the problem will be solved. So depending on the approach you are using, you may take a very short time or a very long time.
Well, I disagree with you in here, but let's make progress. The Attorney General, Dr. Ayine, has entered a number of nolle prosequi, which is within his right as the AG, within his discretion. Nobody can take it away from him. It's within his mandate, without reason, to anyone. But when the Attorney General goes ahead to give some explanation, it opens, or he opens himself up and brings himself within the provisions of Article 296. Do you agree with me on this proposition? For people to ask whether he exercised that discretion or those discretion within the ambit of 296, whether they were fair, whether he wasn't biased, you know very salient points within Article 296. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I myself have been thinking about this particular issue, and I think there are two ways of looking at it. The first way is that the Supreme Court had already held that once the Attorney General exercises the power, it will not be subject, of any judicial review inquiry. If the Supreme Court is going to stand by that position, then it won't matter whether the Attorney General has gone, out of his way to give explanation or not. If the Supreme Court is going to stand by its previous decision, as we have seen, then a question to the Supreme Court to question the discretion will not be something that the Supreme Court will entertain. However, if the Supreme Court decides that they are going to vary their position, in other words, saying that you are not bound to give your reasons, but if you gave your reasons, then we will also assume jurisdiction to evaluate your reason by way of judicial review, then that is possible.
That's a very, very, very good answer from you, because I've had discussions and I believe the AG should be expecting some suits to review those positions that he's taking. Your boss is an ardent respecter of procedure. And I want to find out from you, going to work with him, I know him, the kind of judicial reforms you assist him to undertake at the AG's department towards the justice delivery system of this country. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I may get the scope of the question, I didn't quite understand.
What are some of the judicial reform proposals that you'll be assisting your boss to undertake? Thank you. Simple and straightforward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So my boss had indicated at his vetting, and I was sitting behind him, on the use of IT technology to fast-track cases. And also, one key reform is the revival or the implementation, let me call it that, of the tribunal system. These are two of the key steps that I would be ready to support my boss. Should you, approve me to, as it were, deliver to the people of Ghana?
The only reforms that you'll be assisting Dr. Ine with is the use of IT. Is that what you are telling? And is that what you are telling the country?
Sorry,
and setting up a tribunal and entering only prosecutors?
That is not what I said. Your question was for me to give some of them, and I think I've answered the question sufficiently in that scope. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, Chairman, I'm left with one question. One question.
Should I remind you of all the questions that you have asked?
Oh, Chairman. Professor Kumado wants me to ask a question.
So you need my leave to be able to do that? Please do.
Chairman, I wish him well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I will proceed to give the floor to Honorable Mahama Shaibu.
Chairman, let me thank you very much. Justice, congratulations, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Let's do human rights and then customary law. If you turn to page 5 of your CV, you did some work. I think you presented a paper on the treatment of customary law under Ghana's 1992 Constitution, an inspiration to South Sudan. Can you share with us what those highlights were?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, as we know, South Sudan is a new country, I think one of the youngest we have. So, at the time, that was 2015, they were drafting a constitution, and they required my services to advise them on how to treat customary law within the framework of modern constitutional, systems. So I was there to give them an insight into how we have treated it in Ghana. And it was a 3-day lecture and work. I think we will not have enough time here for me to give the details of the work, but suffice it to say that I helped them to find a way of putting their customary law within the framework of their constitution, similar to ours. Of course, there were some little differences in what they wanted, so that was it. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, again on your CV, I'm also interested in this social work stuff. You did something on social care law in Ghana, a case of carers. Tell us a bit about that too.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, a carer is a person who is taking care of someone who is either very ill or elderly, and because of the age or illness is unable to perform the regular activities of life. So that work was trying to compare what the UK system, has and what the Ghanaian system has. And my point in that work was that in Ghana, because of our system, the communal system, we rely on relatives for that carer services. While in the UK, most of the times they have to engage professionals. And these professionals are actually paid by the state to provide these services to total strangers. And evidence also shows, some other works also show that persons who are cared for by relatives often recover and are happier than persons who are cared for by total strangers. So my work was to the effect that we in Ghana have to value our system and make sure that we keep it as it is. And also to the UK, that they probably have to consider the communal living to what they currently have. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Your boss.
Yes, your last question.
Your boss is a very diligent, time-conscious man. I hope you know that.
I do.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll give the floor to Honorable Elikple Makurugo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, Justice. Yes, in most cases, our police services get people arrested, and then they give the excuse that they are being investigated. And so they ask the court to get the court to remand them. But in most cases, these people in remand stay for long, for years, without them getting to hear their side of story. An example is Gregory Afoko. What will you recommend to address this lacuna in our justice delivery system? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think my view on this aligns perfectly with my boss's own view. My boss's policy, or my boss-to-be, his policy, is that he would not put a person before the court and now start looking for what? Evidence. And I think that is one way of solving this problem. The other way, the common law judge is the law, because by the common law, the judges have wide discretion. So often, even though the judges have the power to stop some of these, practices, and some actually do, strike cases out for want of prosecution. If you keep bringing the person and you are not taking any step, judges strike it out. But then the problem is when the judge strikes the case out, often the prosecutors will rearrest the person immediately, leave the court, and they will go and start the case usually before a different judge. And I've been a defense counsel, I've seen that, I've experienced that a couple of times. So I think there can be reform possibly indicating the number of times that you can take an adjournment as a prosecutor without taking any steps. And these are all options that we can have a look at and implement in our laws. Thank you very much.
Chair, thank you. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Vice Chairman, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honorable nominee, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Since I don't have much knowledge of the law, I wouldn't want to get into the realm of law with you. So I'll just congratulate you and hope and pray that you give your minister, who is my brother, the best of support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I'll proceed to give the floor to the minority leader and then the ranking member. Leader, you have the floor.
From your CV, you had your PhD abroad. What was your source of funding?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was funded by the GET Fund.
Which year did you apply to the GET Fund for scholarship to enable you study do your PhD abroad?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Actually, I did not apply to GET Fund for scholarship. I am one of the young lecturers in GIMPA, on behalf of whom the institute, that is GIMPA, applied to GET Fund to sponsor. So GIMPA had this program where...
Sorry to interrupt you. I want to get the grammar right, the sentence, your sentence right. I want to go with you. Start again. First, did you apply to GET Fund for scholarship? Yes, no.
So I'm explaining how I...
Yes, I'm saying I needed to get the construction right. So you start again.
I'm explaining to you how I got...
you are supposed to answer yes, no. Then you can explain.
Please, what's the question again, Mr. Chairman?
I'm saying, my question is, did you apply to GET Fund for scholarship for your studies abroad, for your PhD, respectfully?
Mr. Chairman, that's exactly what I want to say, because if you say did you, it would be that I personally applied or it was applied on my behalf.
Don't worry, let me clarify. Let me take it easy.
Very well.
Take it easy.
Oh,
you are not under cross-examination. Take it easy. Did you personally apply to the GET Fund for scholarship for your PhD? Yes or no?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I applied to GET Fund for scholarship.
Which year did you apply to GET Fund for the scholarship for your PhD?
It was 2017.
When in 2017 did you apply?
I think it should be June 2017. Either June, August, because it was granted in September 2017.
When you put in the application, were you invited for interview, and what was the basis for your application to GET Fund?
Mr. Chairman, that's exactly why I wanted to explain how the scholarship. So, GIMPA had a program where they sponsor young lecturers to go and acquire, PhDs to come and enrich the institute. I was selected by GIMPA for that, scholarship. So when the time came for me to apply, Gimpa actually wrote a letter, and I think it was Professor Bonzi Simpson, who was then the rector of Gimpa, who personally wrote and forwarded the application to Get Fund. So I never had any interaction with Get Fund. I did not appear before any Get Fund, and I did not know anyone in Get Fund for that matter. And this was in 2017, I think it was August, July, August, thereabout.
So you didn't need to know anybody, but you needed to qualify by merit, correct?
Definitely.
And you benefited as a citizen of the Republic, correct?
Definitely.
Irrespective of your party colors, correct?
Well, definitely.
Yes, please. I mean, our minimum honesty is very important. Now, whilst you were...
I believe the honorable ranking member is not questioning my integrity by putting honesty in the question. I just hope that. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, now, this is your PhD that was fully funded by the state in 2017. And according to you, you earned it by merit. According to you again, the states saw your promise and your potential as a young lecturer and gave you the opportunity to study. And in fact, you didn't need to know anybody at Get Fund, and you didn't need to show party colors before being given the opportunity. Tell us how much it cost the state.
Thank you very much. I can't recall exactly, but it's one of the school I was in, actually is one of the expensive schools, and I think we're paying a bit over, I think, £20,000 per year. That is tuition alone. I think that is...
All right. So let's stay there a bit. So now, you spent 4 years for your PhD or 3 years?
It was 3, but COVID took 1 out to 4 years.
So now, Get Fund took care of your tuition, your accommodation, and also your living expenses, correct?
So it wasn't only Get Fund that I relied on. Even the university itself.
Honorable nominee, please, let's...
Honorable
Chairman.
Leader, please allow the nominee to, Honorable Minority Leader, allow the nominee to answer the question.
Chairman, with respect, I do not want you and I to be seen in the public eye exchanging. It's my duty as ranking to help him to stay on the question. My question is other matters. So let us stay on Get Fund. You mentioned the tuition fees, which you are saying that at least it was £20,000 per year. And you are saying also that your school was one of the expensive universities, which the state still had to bear. I want to know from you, apart from the tuition fee, which however expensive it was, the states, Ghana, paid the living expenses. Did the state also pay for it?
Mr. Chairman, if I may be allowed to, without interference, to explain.
Please do.
It looks like there must be some explanation. So, when you are in a school, you spend all manner of expenses come out. No. And I'm saying that apart from Get Fund, which obviously could not cover every expense of the student, the school itself has scholarship, especially when you're in a PhD program. It involves research, traveling, so many expenses which Get Fund cannot even or would not even have in contemplation, or even you, the student, may not have in contemplation application. So The point I'm making is that in as much as Get Fund sponsored, which I am of course grateful for all the Ghanaians who have paid taxes to invest in my education, I am grateful for that. The people of the United Kingdom, through their taxes as well, contributed to that project. That is all I'm trying to say. And of course, my family also contributed to that. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, so, Get Fund, in addition to the tuition fee, provided you funding for your living expenses, correct?
Correct.
Now, Get Fund also paid for your accommodation as part of the package, correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Now, let me ask you this. As a result of the COVID, your studies got extended by additional year, as you said, correct?
That's incorrect, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, please. You said that I asked you earlier how long your program took you. You said it was supposed to be 3 years, but because of the COVID, it got extended. So if it's not for a year, what number of months extension?
May I explain? So, in the UK, your PhD may last between 3 to 4 years. So, it was not supposed to be 3 years. I had 4 years to conduct my research. Out of that 4 years, what I meant was that I would have finished in the third year, but for COVID, but I was still within time. So I didn't apply for any extension, neither would I have any extension.
Honorable nominee, so you, Chairman would respect if my opportunity to ask questions will be interrupted. The Ghanaian people have had problem with the way we did our things. It is not this time that the chief will be applying for. I want to do a follow-up. Let's stop this. We've had a smooth 2 days where the chair, your deputy, stood his ground. What is this interference that he needs to do? Follow up. If he wants an opportunity for himself, I'm ready to stop so that you give him the full time to ask his questions. This thing of follow up, it's not acceptable.
Honorable Leader, you know, we recognize the follow-up question. The majority chief kept prompting me as a follow-up. So I'll have to listen to the follow-up question. If really it's not a follow-up question, I will rule him. So please, you have the floor for a follow-up. And it should strictly be a follow-up question.
Chairman, thank you. Chairman, with all due respect to the minority leader, I'm also a leader.
Please, your follow-up.
So what is this should be withdrawn?
Please, your follow-up.
I am not a nuisance. Anyway, so my follow-up. Honorable nominee, you are conversant with Act 581, 2000. You are conversant with it. And you took advantage. No, let me. It's a follow-up. So let me. We are lawyers. Let me put it in one omnibus question for you. And you took advantage of section 221 of the law as a citizen to apply for Get Fund for assistance as a Ghanaian citizen for your postgraduate studies. That is correct.
That is correct, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Chairman, that's...
Honorable nominee, you have told us a moment ago that Gimpa, as part of its grooming policy for young lecturers, gave you the opportunity, and you didn't even need to go to get fund yourself with an application, and it was an opportunity given to young lecturers. Is that correct?
That is correct, Chairman.
And in all sincerity, at the time that opportunity came, was it based on any law known to you at the time? Were you as invoking any right in any law as a citizen? In all sincerity.
I think Get Fund is established by law. Kimpa is established by law. So anything that happens within them, to the extent that they are limited by the laws that establish them, I understood at the time that I was working within the law. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So it was an opportunity that was given to you as a citizen of Ghana who had the talent, and nobody stopped you because of your partisan colleagues. Correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Now, so let's go back to the duration of your studies. It was 4 years, you said. And then you're saying that your university is one of the most expensive in the UK. The state, however, still bore the cost. Now, it was about £20,000 a year. Was it 20,000 around 25,000? Can you share with us?
The Chairman, as I said, I don't have accurate figure, but I have an idea of range. That's what I made when I was in
to share with us the actual tuition a year that the state pay to the chair of this committee for the purpose of our report, with the leave of the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Parliament requires that information. Get Fund has on record all the persons they've been sponsoring and how much they are paid. I think that will be a more authoritative, source of the information than I could personally give. So I will recommend that if that is the case, Get Fund can provide. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, with respect. Chairman, something has been said, not on record, but sometimes those who view, and I don't want him to be on this table. When I'm asking questions, he says, what is the relevance? Chairman, if you didn't hear, I heard. These things must be stopped. Let's have a peaceful atmosphere.
Well, I have not heard the voice of the Attorney General.
If you didn't hear, no problem. I have heard. Though you are closer to him than I am, but if you didn't hear, Honorable nominee, do you also remember, Honorable nominee, do you also remember the living allowances that
since Get Fund is the most authoritative source of this information, I think it could be obtained from there by the committee. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Chairman, with your leave, I believe that we would, this is very important, that would make the clerk right to Get Fund for this information. Let me go to the third one. How much you receive per year for your accommodation? Are you relying on your previous answer? So we make a composite application to Get Fund. Very well. So Chairman, would have 3 issues: living expenses, tuition, and accommodation for Get Fund to furnish us, to enable us have it in our report. Now, Honorable nominee also have here your studies at Harvard Law School, Cambridge, US, August 2013 to May 2024. Was it also financed by the state?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My study in Harvard was financed by the Harvard Law School scholarship. Nothing came from the states in my study in Harvard. And it was fully, sponsored. Thank you very much.
Honorable nominee, Cardiff School of Law and Politics, for your Master of Laws. How was this one also funded?
Thank you very much. So, Cardiff was funded by Judicial. I don't know if you are familiar with he's an American philanthropist. So he has a scholarship for, it's a global scholarship. They select, I think, 10 or 12 people every year from all over the world, and it's a very competitive, process. I went through it with people from all over the world, including an interview in South Africa, and I came out as one of the 10 people who were selected for that year. So that was the funding, and I must say, it was a very, prestigious scholarship, just as the Harvard Law School scholarship. They funded everything, my travel, everything for me fully. Thank you very much.
Did Get fund your travel to the UK and back to Ghana?
They funded. That is
they paid your tickets for you.
Let's be clear. Is that for the masters or the PhD?
No, it was Get funded only my PhD. The rest were funded by these institutions that I mentioned.
Very well.
Was not part of any of
Very well. So it is clear. You are now asking of the master. That is why I stepped in to do the clarification.
Most grateful, Mr. Chairman.
So just to bring clarity, 4 issues. Your PhD in the UK, Get Fund paid for your tickets to the UK and back. Get Fund paid for your accommodation for the entire period, 4 years. Get Fund provided you living allowances for the 4 years and paid your full tuition fee for the 4 years. Correct?
Correct.
Now, you have also indicated that you did your qualifying certificate in law, and you have in bracket barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Ghana, 2009 to 2011. That certificate that you are referring to, which came from the Ghana School of Law, on it, is there anything written qualifying certificate in law?
So the certificate is actually provided for in Act 32, that's the Legal Professions Act, and that is how they describe it in the law. And I think in the inscription in the, I don't quite remember, and I don't have it yet, but it's also stated on the certificate as a qualifying certificate to practice law. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
You also say you did Bachelor of Law, LLB degree, 2007 to 2009, correct?
Mr. Chairman.
Underneath that, you have...
Mr. Chairman, I have my classmates who just standing up.
Honorable nominee, let's focus. Don't go into other areas that will cause your delay, and your people will complain that I spent too much time on you. Once you give me a yes or no, leave all those ex-gratia matters. You've also stated that you earn a Bachelor of Arts, BA degree, Management and Psychology 2002 to 2006, correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, you have here Takwa Secondary School, Takwa, 1998 to 2000, correct?
Precisely.
You have also stated Teberebie Goldfields Basic School, Takwa, 1995 to 1997, correct?
Very correct, Mr. Chairman.
Then, St. Michael Catholic School, Aveme, Volta Region, Ghana, 1985 to 1994, primary basic education, correct?
Precisely, Mr. Chairman.
Right. Employment and relevant professional experiences. University of Ghana School of Law, Legon, Ghana, April 2024, present, correct?
Correct.
Praetorium Solicitors, Accra, Ghana, October 2020 to present, into bracket, private law firm, founder and managing partner, Ghana law practice, correct?
General law practice, not Ghana law.
Sorry, I apologize. General law practice. General law practice, you are right. I apologize to you on that. General law practice. Now, share with us where you did your service and what you did for your service.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I did my national service in 2007 at the United Bank of Africa, UBA. That's why I did my national service.
Do you have your CV with you?
I have it with me.
You have it with you? Please refer to page 3 of 6 of your CV.
Mr. Chairman, I'm at page 3.
Is there anything you want to say in respect of your national service?
No, I do not, Mr. Chairman, I do not have anything to say.
You indicated in an earlier answer that you did your national service in 2007. On your CV, your national service actually started in 2006. That's why I wanted to give you an opportunity to correct it for the records. And you said there's nothing that you want to say. I'm sure you didn't really get it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for reminding me that I started in 2006 and ended in 2007.
So is that what is on the record?
On my... Mr. Chairman, which record, please?
Your CV is in reference.
Mr. Chairman, you just drew my attention to the fact that it started in 2006 and then in 2007. And that I said I did my national service in 2007. And I said I accept your reminder of what is on the CV.
So normally when such an offer comes from the bench, what do you do as a
I have expressed my gratitude.
You haven't said so. You only said remind. You didn't. I didn't hear. You have to say because you were earlier challenging me. Anyway,
I'm grateful for
indeed.
your assistance.
You are not under cross-examination. You take it easy. We're just doing our constitutional duty. Okay, honorable nominee. Page 1 of your CV. You say you speak Ewe, Twi, and English. You also say you're from Aveme in the Volta region. So the Aveme area in the Volta region, is it Vedome and law? Whatever, just help me. I want to know.
Mr. Chairman, Aveme is middle of the Volta region, exactly in the middle.
No. I'm not talking about geography. I'm talking about custom and tradition. And, unless you don't go home. But which parts do you, because I've had some education from my tribesman here, and I know that in the Volta region, there are different, sub-tribes. So I want to know, if you say you are from Aveme, Mr. Chairman, can you talk to the chief whip? I can take it on a lighter note, but he easily gets emotional. So if he's introducing this, you should stop. Where do you belong? If you say you are from Aveme, what should we, are you an Anlo man? Are Aveme people Anlo people? Yes, we've heard you. We know.
I'm an Ewe.
Yes, in the Volta region, they speak Ewe. You are an Ewe, I know. But your sub-tribe, I want to know from you whether you often go home and you know. Because I have asked mine and I know. Pardon? So it's your sub-tribe Vedome.
That is so.
Yes, so say it. How have you gotten yourself immersed into the culture of your people?
I have lived among my people for a greater part of my life. I visit my people, and as you can see from behind, my chiefs are here with me.
Don't go there. Don't go there. You deal with the issue. They being here is neither here nor there. You deal with the culture.
I want to know what exactly you mean by how I immerse myself in the culture. I would be very grateful if you can guide me on that.
All right, sure. I will guide you. The Agbaja dance, do you know how to dance it?
We dance in my side of the Volta region. We do not dance Agbaja. We dance a couple of them. We have Akpi. Do you know Akpi? Then we have Bobobo. I believe you know Bobobo.
So, honorable nominee, we are here to learn about our country. Kindly demonstrate the Akpi dance a bit, just for a second.
Honorable nominee, the question is overruled. You are not going to demonstrate.
Chairman, if you decide to be whimsical and capricious, it will not advance the work of this committee. Apart from the constitutional issues involved, it is also about our culture. We've had nominees speaking their dialect here, And I do not think that if you start by it's overruled. The man is talking about a dance that we all don't know until today. If anybody had asked me in the Volta region, as part of our culture, what are the dances, I would have said Agbaja and Bobobo. Today, he is enlightening me and others. And I'm saying that he should demonstrate it just in some 30 seconds. And you saying that, you know, you are disallowing the question.
Honorable Minority Leader, I take offense from the fact that you are saying I'm being whimsical and capricious. So I will urge upon you to withdraw those words used on me.
Chairman,
I still stand by
overruling
the question that you are not going to demonstrate any dance.
You were whimsical and capricious in the way you overruled my question. I will not withdraw.
You would not demonstrate any dance. This is not a demonstration forum. This is appointment committee. So I insist that you withdraw the word that I'm being whimsical and capricious.
Chairman, I will not withdraw. I'm sorry. I will not withdraw. You rudely overruled me. I will not withdraw.
I would again ask that you withdraw the word rudely.
Chairman, one more time, I will not withdraw. I'm sorry.
Will you withdraw?
Chairman, I'm sorry, I will not withdraw.
Well, to demonstrate to you that I am the chairman for this particular vetting committee, that may be your last question. I will proceed to acknowledge the presence of the following guests. Madam Mary Strum, mother of the nominee. Togwi Tam the fifth, tutor of Avemen, representing Togwiga Gazari the fifth, paramount chief of Avemen traditional area. Okpekpe Ukpe, Togwiga Dagadu the ninth, overlords of Akpini State, Pando. Mamaga Aloglo the first, paramount queen, mother of Avemen traditional area. Togbi Afari Akoto the fourth, Dufia of Avemen, Danigba, and Mama Ajuefwe the third, queen mother of Avemen, Danigba. His Lordship Justice Paul Bafo Boni, Justice of the Supreme Court. His Lordship Justice William Atuguba, retired Justice of the Supreme Court. We have Yarapio, Professor Pokwa Atudiwe Atudipari Machi, the third, Professor of Law and Head of Public Law Department, University of Ghana, School of Law. We also have Professor Kwamijan, Professor of Law, University of Ghana, School of Law. We have Honorable Commander retired Steve Obimpe, former minister and former member of Parliament of North Dine constituency. We have Mr. Mauto Agbavito, Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Volta region. And we have Reverend Father Emmanuel Merisrem, Parish Priest, St. Agnes Catholic Church, Dodowa. You are most welcome. I also recognize the former Attorney General Marietta Brew upon the legal Marietta Brew, the legal advisor to His Excellency the President. You are all most welcome. Honorable nominee, you are hereby discharged. You hear from the committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
May I invite the next nominee to take his seat? Candidate proceed to administer the oath.
I hereby administer the oath to the nominee.
I, Yusuf Suleiman,
Do in the name of Almighty Allah swear.
do in the name of the Almighty Allah swear
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
Touching the matter in issue.
touching the matter in issue
Shall be the truth.
shall be the truth,
The whole truth.
the whole truth,
And nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me Allah.
So help me Allah. Thank you.
Take a seat.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Honorable nominee, please proceed in 2 minutes to tell us about yourself.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Suleiman Yusuf. Mr. Chairman, we call for 10-minute suspension. The minority has some consent, and we would want 10-minute suspension of proceedings to address these matters.
This could have been done anonymously, particularly before allowing the nominee to take his seat. However, I will indulge the 10 minutes and I will plead with the nominee and the revered chief here to give moral support to give us 10 minutes. Honourable members, meeting called to order. What? Your remark.
Chairman, with respect, first, thank you for granting us leave to confer as a caucus for 10 minutes. We appreciate it. Second, we are protesting your conduct in abruptly ending the nominee for the office of Deputy Attorney General on ground that I refused to withdraw my dissatisfaction of your ruling by using the word that you acted whimsical and capricious. I again added that you rudely made those expressions. We do not think that in the spirit of cooperation, you should put up such a posture. Chairman, the caucus has observed that in this afternoon's proceedings, Honorable Ahmed Jerry Shaib was the first to experience an unfair treatment at your hand. When it got to me, the leader of the caucus, there were all manner of interruption, including an interruption by the Attorney General himself, of which you curiously said you never heard. Again, the majority chief whip came in interrupting, though not into the mic. It was aimed at obstructing the smooth process of my vetting of the nominee. Eventually, you allowed him to ask a so-called follow-up question. Chairman, we've long assured the majority of our cooperation, but not when such a posture is coming from the chair. We would respect you, but where you are acting in excess of discretion, we would express it. We've had a smooth vetting since Monday, in an atmosphere of mutual respect, in a very humorous atmosphere, and all nominees that appeared before us on those 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, we approved them by consensus. Without more, let me conclude as follows. The minority caucus hereby rejects the nomination of the Deputy Attorney General, and that the decision of it would be solely yours as a majority caucus. For today, all other nominees in furtherance of our protests, we are also rejecting them, and then your decision, it will remain your decision as majority caucus. God willing, tomorrow we are receiving the president. Our understanding is that there is no vetting. On Friday, God willing, will be available, and if the posture remains same, we will advise ourselves on the next line of action. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Honorable members, in a short response, I will want to place on record that I am a very fair and just person. Honorable Jerry Ahmed was to ask 3 questions, and indeed he has asked 3 questions. Honorable members, I take a great exception to the minority leader saying I am quizzical, capricious, and I rudely interrupted. As a chairman of the committee, I'm entitled to overrule a question. When you want to convert the appointment committee, and for that matter, the vetting room into a dancing floor, I think the just thing for me to do is to overrule that particular question. In Parliament, anytime unparliamentary language is used by our rules, you will be requested to withdraw and sometimes apologize. When you refuse to do so, he is even lucky that I have not even cited him for contempt. Honorable members, let's make progress. Honorable nominee, in 2 minutes, tell us about yourself.
Mr. Chairman, I'm grateful. Mr. Chairman, my name is Suleiman Yusuf, born to Mr. Adam Suleiman Asala from Bole, and my mother, Hajia Fatih Ibrahim Kamara from Larbanga. I am married to Hajia Mariam Abu, who is sitting behind me, and we are blessed with 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. Mr. Chairman, I had my basic education in Bole, starting from an Arabic school to RC Primary School to Bole Experimental JSS. And then I went ahead to Damango Secondary School for my O levels. I proceeded to Tamale Training College to be trained as a teacher. While there, I wrote A-level as a private candidate. And by the grace of Allah, by the time I left Tamale Training College, God blessed me with a very beautiful grade, which I used to gain admission into the University of Ghana, then School of Administration, now Business School.